Hey guys, so taking a look at day 11 of the 17-day transformation. This one's called Obstacles to Creation. Basically, Shane's talking about the things that get in our way of being creative. Being creative is an awesome place for you to be in your life. When you're able to be creative, you're actually, in your passionate zone. You're feeling like you're able to get the things done that you want to get done. You're feeling motivated, you're feeling energized, all those good feelings. That's actually, a very nice place to be, and actually you may be the most productive in that creative zone. So the point here is to try and optimize the amount of time that you're able to stay in that zone. He talks about the barriers to being in that zone. The first one is imagine what you want instead of what you don't want. So often people unconsciously are thinking about what they don't want to happen, and they imagine it so many times that it actually does begin to happen. The power of our thoughts can never be underestimated. The power of our thoughts is very significant. When you become aware of the thoughts that are crossing your mind, you're able to actually consciously think better thoughts. And practicing that is something that's very important, especially if you do experience some negative thoughts. I know I certainly have negative thoughts that cross my mind, and I actually have to pause and pray out loud, pray for what I do want, right? But it's actually something that you need to implement, as opposed to just think, oh yeah, maybe I could, change this, right? You literally have to do it. You have to interrupt that negative thought and affirm something positive. So an example would be like, oh, I'm never going to succeed at this swimming competition, right? Instead of saying that to yourself, you could say, you know what, I've been practicing and training for this swimming competition for the last 8 weeks. There's a high likelihood that I'm going to do very well, right? So just replacing that negative with a positive. Second one is develop attention awareness, so you know when you are looking for internal or external. So basically, this is just asking you again to become conscious of the thoughts that are crossing your mind, to be able to identify where your attention is being focused. This takes a little bit of introspective capacity, but it's something that you can develop with a little bit of practice. Number 3 is resist concluding and question your previous conclusions. So sometimes in our mind, we have conclusions about people, places, and things, right? We've already figured it out. We don't need to know any more information. We already know everything that there is to know about that person, that place, or that thing. So Shane is asking us to resist the temptation to do that. Often when we leave things a little bit open, we allow for a better conclusion to take place, or we allow for that thing to be able to change. So for example, if you decided in your mind that Nancy is not a nice person and you don't ever want to talk to Nancy, that can be something that'll end up harming you, because nobody wants to be in an environment where they really don't like certain people, right? So if you instead could conclude something a little bit more gentle, something like, I didn't like how Nancy did that, but I'm sure Nancy is a good person overall. Something like that is a little less harmful to you, and it's a little bit of a lighter conclusion. Number 4 is disassociate with your automatic mind and see it for what it is. So our mind is always moving, always making conclusions, always coming to different ideas. The more we become aware that our mind is constantly operating, the more we can sort of intervene at a conscious level. Sometimes our unconscious thoughts are great, and you don't see any reason why you should interrupt. And sometimes your unconscious thoughts aren't so good, and you do need to consciously intervene to sort of bring you up to a better level, something that you can tolerate. Nobody can handle too much negativity for too long. It just brings them down. So I love this day 11, Obstacles to Creation. It's just such a good reminder that we are in control of our mood and of our thoughts, in so much that we can interrupt. If things are not going the way that we want them to go, take a minute and pray. Take a minute and say something to a friend that's going to lift you up. Get yourself out of that negative place so that you can return back to the place where you want to be, which is in the zone of creation. I'm going to link the Mind Power Bootcamp below. And as always, reach out to me with any questions that you have.